I'm Scintilla. I'm from Pretoria originally, but I grew up in Cape Town, and I've been here most of my life. And I am an artist. I'm a musician, and within that I perform, I produce, I songwrite. I'm just a creative in general. I like things that have to do with visuals. I'm a photographer. I like creative direction, and I like anything creative.
Oh yeah.
It's stuck with me for a while now. I actually realized it. I started it when I was 14 and I was making a blog, and I called it Scintilla in Society, and that was just like that was just the name of a website to me then. I was just like, that's the alias I'm gonna go by, where I just put out my thoughts. And then when I started making music and putting out music, I was like, it makes sense to take that on. But it's become something so different now. But the original meaning was this tiny bright spark, which I like really resonated with at that moment. I feel like the meaning's kind of changed for me now, but it's still this like shining star. I think it's like a spiritual experience for me. I feel like it's something I'm like, I have to do, like I'm called to do, and it helps me a lot. Like, it's like, it helps me deal with a lot of my emotions as well. It helps me just like recap on like the years. Like sometimes I'll think back to when I wrote a song, and I'll think back to where I was in that moment in time in my life when I wrote it, and it's nice to have that. I feel like it's a very special thing, and yeah, I think I need music as much as it needs me. I'd probably do something visual. I think I'd be more heavily into photography and probably painting still. That's probably what I'd be doing. By accident.
I didn't know you were producing beats. Hey, that's a real one.
I got into it. I mean, I was inspired. I loved music my whole life, and then it came to a time where I wanted to start making my own. And I think I started out songwriting, and then like naturally you're just like, I need something to put this on. So I like looked for apps on my phone just to like make some kind of beats, and then I got really interested in it as well. So that's how it happened. It kind of feels like an accident, but it was the process of me wanting to make my own songs and put them out there. I think I could if it aligned with getting me to my goals in a way that isn't like unhealthy or like doesn't make sense for me, or like something that's good for the next 5 years but not good for the next like 15 years. I'm very wary to do something like that, but I don't know. It's not really a thing of like I would or I wouldn't. I feel there's benefits to both. I can still get my like artistic goal like independently or signed with someone. I don't think it's either or. It would just, if I did, it would have to make sense for me, I think. A lot of sense for me. The hurdles. I feel like the production was actually super, super easy. It came at a time where like I had so many beats that I just didn't know what to do with. Not didn't know what to do with, but like I was waiting for them to be a part of something. Yeah. So, and then I met Midnight Hubris, and he was in the same boat of like, he had all this stuff, like at most like little things had to be added in, or we could just continue playing with. But he had so many things that he didn't know how to write to. It didn't really fit his voice in his head, or he couldn't think of something at that moment. But then when we met, it was like, oh shit, like this makes sense. You can have these as well. So I think production was pretty smooth. It happened so smoothly, and I think the reason why is because no one knew about it. No one knew me. No one knew what I was doing. I didn't even tell, like my family kind of knew like what I was doing, like putting this project together, but like no one like knew the seriousness of it. I don't feel like people really knew me in the city even as like an artist at that point. So I think it was like pretty smooth. Like I got everything like done the way I had to, and like the only hurdle was just like keeping myself motivated maybe to keep going, but it was a pretty smooth process. I feel like now with more people having heard my music and more people knowing me, more artists to collaborate with, it's not necessarily hurdles, but like I feel like the process takes a bit longer, and I feel like people have now an expectation of music from you, so I feel like you kind of naturally push yourself to make something even better than the last as well. So I think it comes with a bit more hurdles, but I think it's going to be an interesting outcome from that as well. I think the hardest part now has just been quieting the noise around you and remembering who you are, because I feel like I've still been in the phase of like being, and I don't think I'll ever find like a final point, but like realizing like who I am as an artist and like what I'm good for, what my skills are, being able to walk into studio or into an event or whatever and saying and knowing like this is why I'm here, this is my, like I can take space here, I'm of value, like my opinions and ideas and voices of value. I feel like that was a bit difficult to get comfortable with, because I feel like there are a lot of people that don't know that, don't have that feeling, and they can push it on to newer artists as well, just so, because I feel like there's like a scarcity mindset of like only one person can know who they are, only one person can feel good in the spaces that they walk into, only one person can be the top dog, like, you know. So I feel like that was a bit challenging to just remember who I am, but I feel like I'm getting more comfortable with it, because I know it's going to be a process and a process and a process for my whole life, especially as an artist. In the future, I don't know what my biggest hurdle is going to be in life, but I feel like everything's going to be like in here, like all the hurdles are going to be like internal rather than
external.
Yeah, I think those are going to be the biggest ones, the ones that have to do with like your soul. I don't think you can use, I don't know. I feel like social media is more so a tool that you use in conjunction with your success. So it's fair game how much it works for you. But I don't think it's like, you know, like anyone can be the best person, like the top artist just from using social media. Like even followers don't really mean anything. Like how skilled are you? Like you see these like Grammy nominated producers that like no one knows of, but like they've accomplished so much in music. They've mastered their skill.
Very true.
So I feel like social media, you can use it like to promote your stuff, and but I feel like it's not a measure of your success. I think it's super impressive. I think it's like, it's enough to fill me. I listen to like my friends' music, and like it feels like their drops don't just feel like, just like my friend that just dropped something. It's like it's like genuine music that I'm like listening to every day, like in my circle of songs. So I'm pretty impressed, and I'm pretty excited for where we can go, because I know that I can see like we don't have the same resources, as these, I don't know, other maybe American artists that like we look up to. I do look up to, especially in the R&B scene, I look up to a lot of American artists too. But like I feel like it's impressive what we're doing with what we have, and it's very innovative. It feels new. It feels like there's less. I feel like I used to be like, oh, South African music just feels like a copy of something I've already listened to. And I feel like now it feels very innovative, like forward thinking, own wave type music. Definitely the internet and Steve Lacy specifically. I love the whole band, but I think they really inspired me. They were my first like real like artists that I was like, this is music I actually like listening to. This is something I want to download. This is something I want to like. This, it made me interested in making like cool, listenable music. I don't know, I'm saying it so weirdly, but like they made it. They were the first people that I was like
felt more than music. It didn't just I was just hearing something.
It clicked something in me, so it was big. And then hearing Steve's story, how especially his journey in production has really inspired me. I feel like we have similar beginnings to like our music journeys as well. So he's a huge inspiration. I'm trying to think. Whitney Houston. I grew up like listening to a lot of her. My mom listened to a lot of her. Bob Marley as well. The music I was listening to as a kid as well helped fuel this like inspiration to make some of my own, something that I can like share for future generations as well to listen to. I have a lot of inspiration. All of them. I mean, they know who they are. I feel like I don't want to like mention because I don't want to forget. Leave someone out. But the people that I'm working with as well, the people that I have worked with that have been like collaborators on my projects to come, and Fables. Very inspired by them. They know who they are. The great part about this, like me starting to make music in a time like this, it's like it feels very you feel very celebrated by your peers. You feel very uplifted and inspired, and everyone is telling everyone just how great they're doing and motivating and being like, just keep going, dude, like you're making great music. And it's like your friends, you know what I mean? So when I say like they know who they are, they really do, because these are the conversations we have to keep us going. I don't know. It's just so scary. I don't even like listening to a song. Like, you know, those mashups of like this artist. I'm just like, this is so scary. I can't even allow myself to enjoy it. I feel like it's not. There has to be something done about that. I feel like pretty soon there's gonna be some like, I don't know. I don't see it lasting long, because that doesn't feel like great for artists as well. And I feel like if I was an artist with like, I had this song that I put out there and someone's putting someone else's voice on it, it would hurt me. There are a lot of things that I could consider that, because the second you think you're done, you overpass yourself. But I feel like a big one would be my first Grammy. That's when I feel like I knew what I was doing. This is worth it. And like, I'll feel like it'll feel like graduating. I feel like that's how I was gonna feel. Like, I spent so much time learning this craft, becoming good at it. I shared my piece with the world, and now I feel like self-actualized. Now I feel proud of myself. I think that's a big goal for me. My mom is very understanding of it, surprisingly. You know, she just like she's like subtly supportive of it, you know. She'll listen to my songs. She'll like ask me like, what's going on? When's your next album coming out? Stuff like that. So just watching me, I feel like she trusts me in whatever I do. So yeah, I think it's like a good, quiet support. I want to inspire people like me, like right now. I want to show people that like it's possible to make everything out of nothing. It's possible to start from zero, and then I want to be a learner. I feel like that's like my nature, just to want to learn and get better at things. So I want to learn as much as I can about music. I want to learn how to be the best I can in music, and that's my everything. And I started as someone that like, you know, didn't have any songs out there, but like had this dream. And I want to inspire people that maybe perceive what they have as like nothing, and be like, this can become a lifelong journey of like making everything out of whatever you want in your life, you know. This is Scintilla, and I'm here with Friday Finest Life. Find me on Instagram at SC.NTILLA, Scintilla, with the I is a dot.